Man, I can't wait to talk about Monday. Oh, damn. Oh, shit. Oh, damn. Oh, oh. I'm out here looking like Brock Lesnar. Oh, man. Damn. That was not supposed to happen, y'all. I'm over here too excited to talk about Monday Night Raw that I'm out here busting my ass too. That low key kind of hurt. I'm in pain right now. But what's good, y'all, man? We got to talk about what happened on this episode of Monday Night Raw, man. Hey, look. Sometimes we end up falling when we're not supposed to. But the thing about falling is you got to get right back up. And that's all that matters. We got to talk about it. Everyone's going to be talking about it. It's already flooding social media. We're going to start with the ending of the show. We knew Brock Lesnar was going to be there tonight to confront Roman Reigns after what happened last week. And pretty much we knew there was going to be some shenanigans. It was a tag team match between the Usos versus Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre to see who was going to get the man advantage in the War Games match this upcoming Saturday. And I kind of figured that there were going to be some shenanigans. Obviously, the Vision and their members got involved during the match. Even though Drew and CM Punk started fighting each other, which should have resulted in a disqualification because Drew was in the damn match. But ultimately, the ref just didn't give a damn. And I believe it was Jimmy ended up getting rolled up by Logan Paul. And Logan Paul ended up winning for his team, and they get the man advantage in the War Games match. But it didn't matter. They didn't have enough time to celebrate because CM Punk started packing up Logan Paul. Then everyone gets involved. Then that's when Roman Reigns come out there with his infinite aura. He starts Superman punching everyone as he's running down the aisle. He Superman punched Braun Breaker. He Superman punched Bronson Reed. Then he got in the ring, started Superman punching Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre. He was clearing house by himself, but we knew Brock Lesnar was there. So everyone's waiting for Brock Lesnar to come out there. Brock Lesnar's music hit. So now business is picked up. We're about to have a massive brawl before we head into War Games. And as his pyro goes off, I don't know if he got startled by his pyro, even though he shouldn't have, because he's been doing it for how many years, had the same type of pyro. I don't know what happened, but he slipped and bust his ass somehow. And I like how Paul Heyman just looks at him like, what the hell just happened? He just slipped and bust his ass and rolled backward and popped right up and put his cowboy hat on Braun Breaker's head. I don't know what happened. And clearly it wasn't supposed to happen because the camera tried to cut, but it was too late. We already saw him bust his ass. And at that point, he lost all the aura points that he could have had. He had negative aura points. Because if I see you bust your ass right in front of me as we about to quote unquote go to war, I'm laughing at you, bro. I can't take you seriously, bro. You over here busting your ass for what? Because of the pyro? Because it was a little bit too slippery up there. Maybe it was a little bit too much piss on the floor. Let me stop. I'm gonna chill. It's just a joke, guys. Imagine slipping on some pee. It's crazy. I don't know, man. I don't know why, what happened. Maybe his boots were a little bit too slippery. Who fucking knows? But it was hilarious, and nevertheless, it was funny. I definitely sent it to Dub. I actually called him live when it happened. I wish he could have been a part of the stream. He would have loved that. That I had to call him because that shit was hilarious. Oh my God. Sometimes the unintentional moments are the best moments in wrestling. That was so damn hilarious. And then the brawl ensued and they faded to black while everyone was fighting. Hate that they do that, but it is what it is. I still think last week's show was the better go home, even though it wasn't a go home show. It should have been a go home show. I like last week's show in comparison better than this week on how it ended, but nevertheless, it was still enjoyable. We also got to talk about how the show opened. The show opened with Roman Reigns. The show opened with CM Punk. And the show opened with Cody Rhodes. First, it started with Roman Reigns. Then Cody Rhodes comes out there. And basically, Cody's like, I know why I'm in this match. The real question is, why are you in this match? What's in it for you? And basically, he's like, it's my family. That's what's in it for me. I've been in more War Games matches than you. And most of them have involved, all of them have involved my family. So when my family's in a situation, I'm going to be there for them. That's what it is. He made it very clear he doesn't like Cody or whatever the case may be, but he understands, he understands that Cody understands when it comes to family, he doesn't play about them. That's the one thing they have in common. When it comes to their family, they're going to stand by them. And that's exactly what Roman is claiming to do, and that's why he's involved. And then that's when Cody is like, well, that's cool and all whatnot. Well, hey, I'm glad you're part of my team. And he goes out to shake Roman's hand. That's when CM Punk comes out there. And he's telling, Roman, basically, they're having their back and forth, their history. Like, he's talking about what happened at War Games last year and how he saved his life. And then Roman's like, yeah, you saved my life, and then afterwards you ruined my life. And he's talking about what happened at WrestleMania earlier this year. And then CM Punk also talks about his situation with Cody calling himself the leader of the War Games match, when he's like, hey, you may be a leader over there on SmackDown, you may be running things on SmackDown, but on Monday Night Raw, on Netflix, I'm running the show. And basically, Roman's like, look, you guys might as well just take it out and measure it. You know what he's implying to. Hey, but you know what he's implying to. Like, you might as well just take it out and measure it because y'all having a measuring contest. None of this really matters. At the end of the day, I don't really need y'all to believe, to trust me, or whatever the case may be, because at the end of the day, we all have one thing in common. We don't like division. I don't like you, Cody. I don't like you, CM Punk, but I hate division more, so that's why we're doing this. And CM Punk also alluded to, well, I'm not worried about you turning your back on me or betraying me, because you would end up ultimately betraying your family in Jimmy and Jay. So after that happened, it's a nice little intense situation. All the top guys essentially in WWE, almost all of them, but in the ring, just having this little ego battle, kind of ego standoff. And then there was one thing that Roman said at the end that I thought was really, really, really interesting. He sits up there before he leaves, and he's like, I'm not gonna lie to you, that title would look so much better on my shoulder. And then he walks out. Infinite aura right there. The question is, who is he talking about? Even CM Punk gets on the mic. He's like, who are you talking about? Which title? And Roman is walking up the ramp. He looks back. He looks over his shoulder. And he basically says, only where the camera can hear, that's for y'all to find out. That's for you to find out. I'm like, infinite fucking aura, bro. We don't know who he's talking about. We don't know if he's talking about Cody. We don't know if he's talking about CM Punk. But he made it very clear that title would look good on it would look better on my shoulder. So I don't know. He could be talking about both of them. You know how greedy Roman can be. Nevertheless, that shit was a pretty great opening scene. Just all these guys have history with each other. All these guys are the top guys in WWE right now, and it's gonna be interesting to see how things play out in War Games. Will they truly be able to work together to overcome the Vision and Drew McIntyre and Brock Lesnar? We will see. Well, I mean, if Brock Lesnar don't bust his ass all the way to the War Games cell, then we'll find out, man. Next, we got to talk about, obviously, the John Cena retirement tournament. We had the next round in Carmelo versus Gunther. Great match, fantastic match, honestly, match of the night. But you knew how that was going to play out. I mean, once again, my boy Gunther, he's 2 for 2 for packing up black wrestlers in this tournament, man. I mean, it was a great showing. The crowd was really behind Carmelo. A couple close falls. It was a near count out, which I really thought they were going to play that up, because if you were going to have Carmelo win again, it would be another count out, and Gunther doesn't take the pinfall loss, but he got in right at 9. It was really some really good stuff. Gunther was a fantastic prick of a heel, because he basically was treating Carmelo like he didn't belong. He's like, bro, you didn't pin nobody, you didn't submit nobody, you won because he wasn't able to get in the ring. You shouldn't even be in this tournament. That's how he was looking at him. But ultimately, he gave Gunther a run for his money. Great, fun match. I really did enjoy that match for what it was. I definitely did enjoy that. It would have been cool if Carmelo could have got the upset, but we kind of knew that wasn't going to happen. And Gunther ends up moving forward. Now, on the other side of things, something unfortunately happened when it came to Penta versus Solo Sikoa. Now, I did originally think Solo was still going to win this match, but ultimately something went awry. Like early in the match, I want to say Penta is on the he's on the barricade, on the barricade where the crowd is sitting behind, and he basically does like this Hurricane Rana essentially, or some sort of move like that to Solo on the outside. But when Penta lands, it looks like he lands awkwardly on his shoulder. So he lands and he's not moving. The ref comes in check. Then another medical official comes and check on him. Solo is still selling outside the ring, and it looks like he's trying to stretch his arm and maybe pop it back in place. I'm not sure. So they cut to commercial break. We come back from commercial break, and they are announcing that Solo he wins the match because Penta is not able to compete or finish out the match because he's hurt. So which leads me to believe that that was a legit injury, because they cut the match short. And Solo ends up moving forward. You can tell Penta was kind of upset. So I'm guessing whatever happened with that, he ended up legitimately getting hurt. Wishing him a speedy recovery. Hopefully it's nothing too serious. But yeah, man, it's just one of those unfortunate things when it comes to wrestling. You know, it don't take much. Sometimes it could be the simplest of moves that you've done multiple times, but did it at a wrong angle. Now you're out. You know, you're out for the count. So wishing him a speedy recovery. Then we got to talk about, obviously, the women's setup for the women's War Games match. You had the heels come out there, and Lash Legend, Nia Jax, Becky Lynch, and Asuka and Kairi. They come out there, and basically Becky is taking over the promo segment. She's talking for everybody. She is over here building herself up by putting others down on her team, and essentially telling Asuka, like, we've had many battles, I've won majority of them. Then he's talking about Kairi and how she saved her life or whatever. And then she's talking about Nia and how Nia busted her open, but she's still better than Nia. But at least I didn't have to wear a face mask like Rhea Ripley. And then she's talking about Last Legend and how she's going to put her under her wing and build her up to be a great superstar. She hyped herself up, but put everybody else down, in a sense, in a passive aggressive, not even passive aggressive, just in a passive way. Like, you know, I created this team. She literally said that I created this team, even though that wasn't the case. So then the baby faces come out there, and AJ Lee cuts a promo, and she's basically like, you know, you really made a mistake by wanting to be locked in a cage with me, because now I can let that old side out of me, that unhinged side out of me. You wanted this, so I'm going to give you that. You like to put others down to pick yourself up. I can't wait to knock you off your pedestal, pretty much. She passes the mic to Rhea. Rhea ain't got time for talking. She binks Nia up top of the head with the microphone. I love that spot when someone uses a live mic to hit somebody. All you hear is a boom. That shit's so funny. Everyone start brawling, but ultimately the baby faces ended up tall. But as Io goes off the top, does her, you know, her move, and everyone falls, you notice that Becky left before everyone else was involved in that situation. She already left. She was backing away, which leads me to believe Becky's not there to be a team player. She's only there to try to get some type of revenge on AJ Lee, which that may come to cost her at War Games. So we will see how that plays out. That may cost her team. But overall, this show was it was okay. It was a pretty solid show. Ending 10 out of 10. Love to see Brock Lesnar fall. That shit was hilarious. But hey, comment down below. Let me know. Are you guys excited for Survivor Series this Saturday? And which match are you looking forward to the most? Oh, before I end this, I gotta mention this. Gotta mention the whole Little John Cena and Little Stu, the cameraman Stu, brought out by Dominic Mysterio. That was Chef's Kiss hilarious. Little cameraman Stu filming Little John Cena, funny as hell. So I had to mention that. But hey, comment down below. Let me know what matches are you looking forward to as Survivor Series. Are you more excited for the men's War Games? Or are you more excited for the women's War Games match? Are you excited for John Cena versus Dominic Mysterio? Is anyone excited for Nikki Bella versus Stephanie Valcour for the Women's World Championship? Let me know down below. Appreciate our love support. Road to 200K. Appreciate y'all kicking it with me. See you on the next one.